Okay, so we are going to talk about exponentials and AH and K. So the AH and K stuff is not new, but we're doing it with some new parents. So this is your week 5. If you scroll down, please make sure you do the check-in, by the way. That's really, really important for when I take attendance. If you scroll down here, here are your mandatory big ideas problems. You can just click on here and big ideas will open. It's already assigned there for you. There's your extension. You do not need to do that. But here's where I wanted to show you, because I don't want you to have to write all of these things down. Some things to keep in mind. So we're going to focus on this first part here and this part down here. So I'm going to introduce you to some new parents. They're all just exponential parents. And you can kind of tell they all look pretty similar. And you can see they have a different base, but they all have x in the exponent. So something else that we're going to see that's new here is that you've got this asymptote. So this little dotted line here is the asymptote. And on the parent, it's always right there on the x-axis. So that equation is actually y equals 0. Okay, and the other thing I want you to notice about all of these parents is that they all share a 0.01. So they all are going through 0, 1, every single one of them. We actually don't really care about the other points because I'm not making you hand graph these. So I'm not even going to give you a whole table like I did for all the other parents. All you really need to know is where is the asymptote? And for the parent, it's at 0. And you have to see where kind of this point went. Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell, but we'll talk about that. Okay, so let's go up here a little bit. These are the notes that we're going to take in the next video. And this is just to show you where the A is, the H is, and here's the K. So I want to be really clear about this. This base right here, this is not an A, H, or K. That is the most common problem that people have with these problems. So they think when they have an equation that this is one of the A, H, or Ks. So as you see in the parent, that 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or E, I'll talk about that in a second. All of these things are just the bases. Those are just part of the parent. So don't think that those actually transform anything. Those are just part of the parent. So E, I want to show you this right here. This is just an irrational number, like pi. It's just a letter that we've chosen that represents that number because it goes on forever and ever and ever. It's approximately 2.72. So don't let that freak you out when you see that as a base because it's going to work exactly the same way as those other ones. So don't get distracted. All right, and I know I'm kind of working backwards up here. So we are going to have these asymptotes, and that's a super fun word to say all the time. I'm sad that I'm missing it in class. So we've got these asymptotes of exponential functions. And as I mentioned, in the parent, they're always at 0. But obviously, we're going to be transforming things. So your asymptote is going to be at whatever your k value is. So if we look at all the parents, all these parents have k's of 0. That's why our asymptotes are at y equals 0. So we've got that. And I also want to make a note here. If this video, you're not feeling it, we are teaching this live at 1:30 next Wednesday, the 22nd. So, okay. And then the last thing I want to show you down here, well, there's our links to Big Ideas. And if you don't have access to Big Ideas or it's not working, you can use the PDF and the problems just open up in a PDF. You can see all those problems and you can just put them on a sheet of paper and take a picture and send them to me. And then, of course, I know some of you miss my joke calendar. So here are some jokes for you to enjoy at the bottom of the page. So the next video is actually going to talk more about A, H, and K and remind you what they do. And also it's going to show you about 3 examples.